there's this medical analyst. You've probably seen her face. We've talked about her on the show many times, and she says the most authoritarian shit with vaccines. She's the one that just said the quiet part out loud about not having the carrot to dangle in front of people when you take away all of these restrictions. She basically wants to punish people for not being vaccinated. That's how she's operated. You've seen her, and she said something, again, yet stupid, that I need to make sure we go ahead and debunk. CNN medical analyst, and this is being covered from Blaze, from Phil Shiver. Planned Parenthood, former head of Planned Parenthood, Dr. Leana Wen. I didn't know she was the head of Planned Parenthood. I had no idea. That's news to me. Compared unvaccinated people who venture out in public to drivers who dangerously take the road while intoxicated. The emergency physician who once claimed no one should tell you what to do with your body. Yeah, that's her. I forgot that about her. She did say that. She's the one that, of course, they only say my body, my choice. And she was saying the government shouldn't tell you what to do with your body. And she's only referring to killing babies. Anything outside of that doesn't apply, because she just contradicts herself and takes the complete opposite position, where she thinks the government should dictate what you put in your body and coerce you in that regards with the vaccine. Has in recent days been busy demanding government to do just that as it relates to COVID-19 vaccines. We need to start talking about the choice to remain unvaccinated as the choice to go out and drive intoxicated. That's what she told CNN's Wolf Blitzer. You have the option to not get vaccinated if you want, but then you can't go out in public, just like you can choose to drink in private if you want. But if you get behind the wheel of a car and can endanger other people, there's an obligation to society. They love to point that. When people want to force people to do other stuff, they throw out this social contract theory bullshit, and this idea that you owe someone, you obviously owe them, and owe society. We live in a society. Owe society whatever it is that they want to force upon you to prevent you from doing that. That's what she said. The vaccinated should not have to pay the price for the so-called choices of unvaccinated anymore. And she says, and obviously she wants the government to get involved. You can actually listen to her say it right here.
At the choice to remain unvaccinated, the same as we look at driving while intoxicated. That you have the option to not get vaccinated if you want, but then you can't go out in public. Because when you go out in public, you have the potential of infecting other people with a potentially deadly disease. Just like you can choose to drink in private if you want, but if you get behind the wheel of a car and can endanger other people, there is an obligation by society to prevent you from doing that. So I think what President Biden did today is exactly right, to say that the vaccinated should not have to pay the price for the so-called choices of the unvaccinated anymore.
Okay, so basically that's classism. I just want everybody to understand what it is she's advocating when they're separating vaccine from unvaccinated, and basically saying this is like, you could actually probably change some of what like Hitler was saying and swap out when he would basically say use Jews or something like that. You could swap that. Let's swap for Jews, it would be the unvaccinated. And when he talks about basically the perfect white folk, in his mind, you could basically say that's for the vaccinated. It's the same fucking rhetoric. And this leads often to disastrous things and aggression being done by way of the vaccinated to the unvaccinated. Historically, this has always been the case. That's a little side point that I want you to take into consideration. Dr. Leana Wen is a piece of shit. Okay. She's a piece of dog shit. So that kind of shit. Piece of runny dog shit. The worst kind. First of all, that is an absolutely terrible analogy for multitude of different reasons. Main reason being is that you're assuming that because someone is unvaccinated, they're sick, and therefore they're spreading something. That's dumb thing number one, because we already know that vaccinated people can spread the virus. Hell, if they're infected, they have the same viral load essentially as someone that is unvaccinated. That is what their own data has conceded. So it's not like that gives you some sort of immunity and you don't go spread it in the event that you get the jab. We already know that as an objective lie if you say that can't happen. So you are putting, and you can put rather, other people at risk despite being vaccinated. So this whole separation there doesn't even make sense if you're saying, well, you may drive and you may, I guess, wreck your car, put other people in danger. You could do that same shit while being vaccinated. But the other stupid thing about that is, Dr. Leanna Wen, does that apply to virtually any other form of bacteria or viruses? Or is it just COVID, the one with the 99% survival rate? People have been going out in public, as you deemed, over the course of humanity and certainly recent modern history up until March of 2020 in America. You were putting other people at risk by spreading various types of diseases, illnesses, or rather, let's say bacteria and viruses that could infect someone and impact someone in a different way than it would impact you. People have been dying of viral pneumonia for a very long time. And if viral pneumonia there's no vaccine for viral pneumonia. If you catch viral pneumonia and it's not associated with influenza, there is no cure for it. You have to let it run its course. Period. You have to let it run its course. There is no cure. Yet people have been spreading all types of viruses that have led to people dying of viral pneumonia. I don't remember Leanna Wen saying that people should just stay in a bubble because of that, right? You go somewhere, bacteria might not infect you in any sort of way. Virus might not infect any sort of way, and you may infect someone else. Old folk, definitely. You know, you guys that are immunocompromised, you know this is stuff that is a risk that you assume in going out in public, that she's acting like you inherit that right to not only do that, but she can impede upon your rights in the event that, or rather the government can, in the event that you don't do what they want you to do. That doesn't even make sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. But it ain't gonna stop her for saying that. Leanna Wen has been saying this, again, the last year and some change. She's been on CNN basically advocating that people that are not vaccinated be ostracized and be punished, and the government should be leading the charge on that. Putting people in danger. She doesn't apply that to fucking anything else. It's just with the COVIDs that people lose their mind. We've been spreading various diseases and illnesses to each other. And it's never been an analogy of you driving while intoxicated because you got the sniffles or some shit. Right? Your nose running or something. You went to the gas station. Oh, it's not. Nobody was like, oh my God, you're putting people at risk because people die. You're like an intoxicated driver. And again, the analogy is terrible anyway, because she's operating as if every unvaccinated person is sick. Every unvaccinated person is spreading the virus. And people that aren't vaccinated, which is what would have to be the case if you wanted this to be true, people that are vaccinated can't spread it. But that's a lie. You can spread it. You can also catch it. There's plenty of cases as such. So what the fuck are you talking about, Leanna Wen? They're going to keep giving this asshole a microphone. And like I've said before, there's no need to mince for words for people like this that want to advocate for things like this. She's a piece of dog shit, and she should be treated as such. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.